A street punk was being hunted relentlessly by a biker gang. At the brink of life and death, a massive cargo truck came barreling straight toward them. In the next second, the unlucky bikers were dragged under the truck and killed on the spot. Still shaken, the punk wiped his face and was about to flee when police cars rushed to the scene. He immediately pretended to be a bystander, lowered his head, and hurried away. What he didn't know was that this was only the beginning of his nightmare. Why would an otherwise ordinary low-level thug be targeted by multiple forces, repeatedly brushing past death? 6 weeks earlier, Jess and Luke were childhood buddies who had grown up hustling together. They made a living on the streets of Philadelphia, and in search of quick money, they came up with a crooked scheme, posing as federal agents to rob drug dealers. After days of scouting, they finally locked onto a drug lab. On the day of the job, they burst in through the front and back doors, claimed to be DEA agents, and quickly subdued the young people inside, cuffing them behind their backs and pinning them to the floor. Just when everything seemed to be going smoothly, a strange noise suddenly came from upstairs. Their hearts tightened, worried there might be accomplices above. Jess cautiously moved to the stairwell to check, only to find a teenager. Only then did they breathe a sigh of relief. They simply grabbed anything valuable and made a quick exit, leaving everyone inside unharmed. Stripping off their fake agent gear, they fled the scene. The money from this job would keep them comfortable for a while, but it also made Luke realize how risky it was without someone keeping watch. So he reached out to an old friend who had just been released from prison in Chester. Taylor had gotten out 3 weeks earlier and urgently needed money to support his family. After hearing their plan, he was immediately tempted. Jess explained that they only pretended to be government agents, targeting weaker offenders or careless street thugs, shaking them down for supplies. One job usually covered a month's living expenses. They never went after big players, which was why they had never run into trouble. As long as they acted tough enough during the job and scared the punks into thinking they'd be arrested if they didn't hand over the goods, it worked. And since the victims were criminals themselves, even if they realized later what had happened, they wouldn't dare call the police.